You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, happy 4th of July, Black and White sports fans. Let's talk about Leah Will Thomas. Now, we all know that the University of Pennsylvania has officially stripped him of records and titles that he actually won in 2022 when he was actually competing against women, which was a violation of Title IX, even though they found a way to actually kind of circumvent the agreement with the Trump administration and still kind of acknowledge him in a footnote. But still, the records are stripped. Okay, everybody knows that this is a male. He shouldn't have been swimming in female sports. And the women did not want him in the locker room stripping down naked, watching them strip down into their swimsuits. It was absolutely appalling, man. This is what wokeness actually does. But we're not going to focus on UPenn. We know where they're at with this thing. But we need to talk about the NCAA. Because Leah Will Thomas stole the NCAA title in 2022 from women. Now, the NCAA has already said, all right, we're going to ban transgenders from competing in women's sports. It's not going to happen. But still, even though UPenn may have stripped him of that title, the NCAA has not as of yet. So I actually kind of questioned that in my first video. Would the NCAA actually do anything? I think that they actually should. I believe they need to strip Will Thomas of that title. And I believe Emma Wyatt should be awarded that title because she was the actual woman that came in first. Now, it seems like the NCAA, they're trying to run away. They're trying to hide away from this thing. They know what's going on with UPenn. They know that UPenn bent the knee to Trump. And they are facing pressure now, folks, to strip Will Thomas of the NCAA title. But what have they done? Well, it seems like they're running and hiding, folks. Let's go ahead and get into it. So right over here on Outkick, NCAA silent on Leah Thomas 2022 National Championship following UPenn resolution. Yeah, because we want answers. What are you going to do, NCAA? Because now UPenn has said we were wrong and all of its records have been stripped. So that NCAA title is invalid. Let's read some of this, guys. University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas, a biological male, became the first transgender athlete to win a Division I NCAA championship in 2022 when Thomas won the 500-yard freestyle, defeating all the female opponents. However, many people are calling on the NCAA to revoke the national championship and award it to the rightful winner, Emma Wyatt from the University of Virginia, since Thomas is a male who won a women's championship. Earlier this week, the University of Pennsylvania agreed to resolve Title IX violations related to allowing Thomas to compete on the women's team during the 2021-22 season. As part of the deal, UPenn updated its women's swimming records and restored titles and accomplishments originally awarded to Thomas to the females who legitimately earned them. Now attention turns to the NCAA. Outkick reached out to the organization and asked they plan to vacate Thomas's national championship and other records and accomplishments to follow suit with UPenn. However, the NCAA did not respond to our request. Wow. And there's a new president at the NCAA, Charlie Baker, and he's a Republican. Now, I'm pretty sure our kid didn't reach out directly to him. They probably tried to reach out to some other people over there at the NCAA. But I believe that Charlie Baker needs to speak up on this. What is the NCAA going to do? Now, check this out. The NCAA has vacated titles from 20 schools for violations, with many of those violations being much less severe than having a male competing on a women's team. So it seems like an easy one for the NCAA to rectify. Yeah, I believe, folks, to be honest with you, the NCAA needs to strip Leah Will Thomas of that title. Also, they should punish UPenn because they violated federal law. That's what they did. Riley Gaines, host of Outkick podcast Games for Girls and one of the most influential pro-women voices in the country, urged the NCAA to make the right decision. Yeah, let's listen into Riley Gaines right here, guys. Here we go.
Congratulations to Emma Wyant, the real national champion in the women's 500 freestyle that America, or at least those of us with common sense, recognized back in 2022.
Yep.
But now the record books have to recognize as well, as justice is finally being served. The University of Pennsylvania, which has been one of the biggest perpetrators in the abuse and mistreatment and emotional blackmail of women over the past few years, is now agreeing to come to the table to sign a resolution agreement to uphold Title IX federal law, to restore all records, titles, honors stolen by a man on the women's swim team to their rightful owners, which would of course in this case be women, female athletes, and to issue personalized apologies to every single woman who was impacted by this man's inclusion on the women's team. I mean, are pigs flying? I can't even believe this. Granted, they had $175 million hanging over their head if they didn't do this, which I guess is enough to make anyone find their spine. But even still, this is so historic. And again, the first step in accountability and transparency, responsibility, and again, justice being served. I say the first step because, of course, there is more to be done. We need the NCAA to follow suit, which is exactly why I'm suing the NCAA in the Gaines versus NCAA lawsuit. These are some of the things we're asking from the NCAA as well. But hopefully this sets the precedent and sends a message to every single institution, high school, college, amateur sports, Olympic level sports. You cannot continue to discriminate against women with these regressive policies without the fear of backlash, again, in terms of public pressure and in the court system and from the Trump administration. I'll speak personally and say that I have been relentless in this pursuit the past 3 years. So to say I feel vindicated and again grateful for the leaders holding these people accountable would be an understatement. So I'll be waiting for my apology from the University of Pennsylvania, and I'll keep you guys updated. And if you like the shirt I created, you can get it at xxxyathletics.com.
So you heard that right there from Riley Gaines. And just in case you guys didn't actually see him steal a national title, look at this here. This post here is from July 2nd, actually showing him stealing an NCAA title. And Christian Collins writes, here's Leah Thomas demolishing actual women in the NCAA 500-yard freestyle championship. Thanks to President Trump, Thomas will be stripped of his title. Failed male athletes do not belong in women's sports. It still remains to be seen if he's going to be stripped, but let's go ahead and watch this.
Against that lane line. She's having a great race here, and she's going to get second. That will give her a lot.
Did he actually say he's having a great race? I think that's what he said. So let's listen.
That lane line. She's having a great race here, and she's
he did.
going to get second. That will give her a lot of confidence. Remember, she's just a freshman.
Leah Thomas pulling away over the final 150 meters. Had to work for it. She was pushed over the first 350 meters. Thomas wins the NCAA championship. Ended up very close for second, with Wyant taking it ahead of a late charge from Erica Sullivan in third.
Wow.
So there's your top two. Thomas on the right. Wyant scoring an important 17 points for Virginia.
Against that line.
Man, what the hell happened to us, man, back then? What happened? How did we actually get to this place? It really doesn't make any sense, man. It really doesn't. But it is nice to see that we're actually healing ourselves of wokeness in sports. This has to be one of the most craziest things I've seen in my life, man. This was unheard of in the 80s, unheard of in the 90s, unheard of in the early 2000s, even the 2010s. It was like post 2020, man, things got out of control when it came to the trans invasion of female sports. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.